Alright, welcome to Crusader Kings 2, The Old Gods. I'm Flying McGuffin, and this is going to be the start of a new mega game. You may remember that I played Brittany in Crusader Kings 1. Now, what I mean by mega game, or whatever you want to call it, is that I'm going to be converting this, when I'm finished, to EU4, presumably. And then, after I'm done with that, I'm going to be converting it to the next game and the next game. For all the people who asked me how my map got the way it did in my other games, this is why. And, yeah. Well, The Old Gods is different because it sets the timeline back 200 years, for those who aren't familiar with it, and you can play as the pagans. Now, and also there's lots more pagans on the map, and Zoroastrians. Now we're going to be playing as, well, let's go over what people basically told me they wanted me to do. The Norse here are pretty much the, I would say, default option. They're quite good, they're a lot of fun to play as. And they have good starts. By good starts, I mean they're kind of easy. You can do whatever you want with them. And that's kind of the idea I had last time playing as Brittany. They had a middling start, but they had very good potential for what I wanted to do. That's a lot of bonuses on them. They have a lot of events. They're very fleshed out. I like that about them. I also thought about playing as the Suomenusko guys, who are the kind of Finnish, northern Russian pagans. And I had some suggestions for the Slavic and the Tengri and stuff like that. Also, a suggestion for the Aztecs, who you noticed I still turned off because I think it's really stupid. But to each their own, as far as that goes. I paid for the DLC, but I don't like it, so I'm not going to have it turned on. I'm also not going to be using the ruler designer because we're going to be playing as the Zoroastrians, who basically were split with the Norse. Zoroastrians are a very difficult start. And this guy has some special advantages at the beginning if you play as this guy. That kind of show off a few of the, well, at least one Zoroastrian thing. There are two leaders you can play as a Zoroastrian at the beginning. Independent leaders. This guy, who is a Count of Gilan, or you can play as the Satrap of Karen, which is... I don't know what this is actually the title is. We're going to be playing as him because he's in a better position, relatively. I say he's in a good position. I would say it's analogous to, say, playing as Lubeck in one of these starts. It's difficult, and you have to make some choices. And you may even have to give up some stuff, but it's certainly survivable and playable. Another thing you could say is it's kind of like the... Ethiopian start. Probably not as hard as the Ethiopian start in 1066, but difficult, to say the least. And we could play as one of his counts, but I'm not going to do that because I don't think there's any reason to play as anybody below the Duke in this case. So I'm not starting as a count, unfortunately. In my offline games, I often do start as a count, but yeah. Let's go ahead and play as him. I'm not going to do a whole lot of tutorial stuff, but let's take a look at our character. Wow, I'm going to start with a lot of martial. We get enough stewardship to deal with our domain. You always start as this character with a tough soldier, but the rest of them are random. Zealous, lustful, brave, and wroth. Okay. That's fine. I notice we have a bunch of things up here. We can create the Duchy of Bukhara. We don't have enough money to do that. I do want to do that because it'll give me another domain size. Now, one of the things here, I have looked at this character, so I know what kind of situation you're in at the beginning. Your ruler is unmarried, and your heir is unmarried. This is because your heir is your half-sister. Now, if we go to the Zoroastrian religion, Zoroastrians worship Ahura Mazda, the uncreated god, as proclaimed by the ancient Iranian prophet Zoroaster. It was the official religion of all Persian empires, except the Hellenistic Seleucid Empire, until the Muslim conquest of the Sassanid Empire in 651. The ancient form of the religion involved great sacred hilltop fires, the exposure of dead bodies to scavenger birds for cleansing, meaning they let vultures eat their bodies, which is pretty metal, and religious close-kin marriages in imitation of Ahura Mazda and Zoroaster. Defining features in-game: rulers can marry close kin to improve vassal opinions. You can have a religious head if the Persian Empire is retaken. I'm not going to try to pronounce some of these names, because I'll just make a fool of myself. Which means that we can marry our half-sister here, and we actually get bonuses for it. She's pretty good except for her stewardship. Mastermind, theologian, patient, charitable, humble, zealous. So we both like Zoroastrian Jesus a lot. Ahura Mazda. So I will probably refer to that as Zoroastrian Jesus far more often than I actually refer to it as Ahura Mazda. And if you notice, already we have some dudes here. I don't know why this is, but you get a bunch of bonus dudes at the beginning if you play as certain characters. They're event characters or something. I don't know. So the first thing you should always do if you've got an unmarried character is to pick the ambition to get married, because that is very simple and you can achieve that day one if you have the people around to do it. And we do. And we're going to do this because it actually gives us some bonuses here. So, and arranging, having close kin marriages doesn't necessarily mean your heir is going to be incapable or something if they're inbred, because you can have concubines as a non-Christian character. So, actually, they may have added the ability to have concubines as a Christian character too. We could do matrilinear and it won't matter, considering she's our heir to begin with. If you use the ruler designer, this character will not be your sister. So, that is a very good reason to not do that. And as you can see at the bottom here, since Farah is Vanded's half-sister, it would be a sacred Zwododa union, pleasing to vassal Zoroastrian. So these guys will like us better if we do this. Like Ahura Mazda and Splendor Mod. At the time of creation, Satrap Vanded the First and his half-sister Farah have gotten married under the blessed auspices of Zwododa. Ensuring fullness and order, we can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies. We could say yes, it is everyone's concern, gain 22.62 gold and get 100 piety. We could say no, people respect wealth and gain 100 prestige, 100 piety. With piety, I believe it's because this is the family marriage thing. And that's a lot of prestige. I don't know if they changed that or not. So now we start with a big bonus prestige, which is good. But she's still our sister, so we should get some concubines. Good enough. Let's see. And we can actually go to our accounts, say, give me all of your concubines, dude. And they may or may not say yes, and I don't really care. We'll just take all of them. It's good to be the satrap. Okay. So before I start the game, I should... who's this? He's a Sunni Persian. So satrap is apparently the Persian duke. And I believe the king is a shah. Yeah. The king is a shah. And these guys are... Marzobans. So, culture names finished. Okay, let's get into more weird cultural names. So the Astabad is our chancellor. I think I'm just gonna have him improve diplomatic relations with the Samanids over here. It may backfire, it may not. This is because these are our dangerous rivals here. We're surrounded on all sides by enemies. We've got the pagans in the north. In the east and south we have the Muslims. And in the west we have the dastardly Caspian Sea, our greatest enemy. You horrible bastard. And you'll notice that the rivers are navigable. This is only if you are Norse. You can't do it as anybody else. Because we don't have long ships. and these are actually not ports. So it doesn't give us any bonuses for that, unfortunately. So we're going to get raided by the Norse, because everything that's going to be bad that can happen to us in this game is probably going to happen to us. The Eran Spabad is our marshal. He's pretty good. Do you have any revolts risk? Where's the revolt risk thing? Nope. Okay. So we'll just have them train troops in our capital. The Derek Pet is our stewardship guy. We're just gonna have him collect taxes in the capital. Spymaster doesn't have a special name. We're just gonna have him build a scheme in our capital. In the Mobad is our court chaplain, and you can actually send him to other pagan provinces to try to convert them. I don't want to do that because and everybody in the area I kind of want to try to take over. So we're just gonna have him research cultural check. Oops, I picked the wrong province. Whatever. Our laws are the same. Now, one of the problems with the pagans is that they're stuck in Gablekind. We don't have that problem. We're an organized religion. Even though we don't have a religious head until we take the Persian Empire back. But at the moment, we're not stuck in Gablekind. We can get out of it. So we have that slight advantage. And technology is a bit different in the old gods in that you accumulate amounts of points, and it's you can assign them to different places, and then they will you can assign them to different things. So we can say we want to improve noble customs, and the cost will be based on how much how much you've already accumulated. And then it goes up a certain amount based on your neighbors and your learning. So as you can see here, learning and stewardship. It depends on both of your stats. Cool. Culture for diplomacy, learning and stewardship for economy, learning and martial for your military. So learning is very good for that. But unfortunately, ours is 4. Alright, so we've assigned everybody. One of the things I want to do is I want to assign this guy as a person of special interest. Because this guy is a potential target. Now this guy's more of a potential target than anyone else. Because we look at the situation here. The Shah over here is a Sunni Persian. He's quite likely to come after us. And as you can see, he's got quite a few provinces. So he's very, very dangerous to us. The ones in the south are probably going to be fighting amongst themselves. And this guy is the Shah of Khiva. And the reason he's going to be coming after me is that a third of my land is in Khiva. And part of it is in Turkistan, and part of it is in Persia, which you can see is this huge kingdom. But the Yagbuid up here have Turkistan. Pretty much all of Turkistan that I don't have. So this guy is a much more viable target. And because he's a Tengri, he's going to be declaring war on somebody. It might be me, it might be the Shah, it might be the Cumans, it might be the Khazarians. Could be anybody. It has to be somebody bordering them, so it's one of those 4. Potentially the best option, the best scenario is he declares war on the Shah here, the Shah of Khiva. But another good scenario would be him declaring war on me. You say, well, why do you want him to declare on you? Because if he declares war on me, then he can't pull the Cumans and Khazarians into it. Although I don't want him to declare war on me, because it makes it so that I can't take his land in a holy war. So, but it prevents me from dying, basically, if he declares war on me. I've got to pick my battles here. So, I don't want the Shah to come after me, and I don't want the Cubans or Khazarians to come after me, and I'm going to basically be saving up all of my money for mercenaries. So, our provinces start out pretty good, so we don't have a lot of problems in that area. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll build the ambition to get married. Now, because of our situation, we go big or go home, basically. Our ambitions here, I'm going to go for Exalted Among Men right off the bat, because we either get that or we die. Okay. And give me their concubines. So. What's going on here? Satrap Muhammad is at war. Okay, the Saffarids have declared war on this guy, so we'll see who wins that. Hopefully the Tarids win it. Okay, High Chief Kilik, Kilis Yagbid declared war. Yagbid subjugation of Cumania. So, he just declared war on the Cumans. Hello. Okay, nearby Tengri rulers might ask to join High Chief Kilis to help them. Well, we shall see. Let's go ahead and pull up all of our dudes. And then go head on, as it were. Lately, I have become afraid that someone might want to hurt me. I am thinking about hiring two food tasters, and maybe a bodyguard would be a good idea. We could say food tasters, bodyguards, anything that can save me. We have a 45% chance of getting paranoid. We could say, I won't let fear rule my life. We have a 45% chance of getting trusting. We'll do that. Get trusting. It is clear that all other people are friendly and want my best. I'm getting the trusting trait. Wow. Was there? Yeah, 2. We know how things are. Alright. So just waiting for our Doom stack to come up. Come on, 84 guys. Alright. Doesn't look like the Khazarians joined the war. Which is what I was afraid of. I'm just going to go straight for Turkistan. Because he's at war with the Cumans are not going to be hostile to me. And we're going to have a pretty good chance of... oh, wow. Let's just take this as quickly as we can. This is like completely undefended. Great. This is Blitz's capital. Alright. Whatever. Sacrifice a couple of guys to do that. Now we want to go defeat his army. Because that's the kicker there. Hello. Ahura Mazda to you. Die. Victory. So now we're at 60% victory. And I'm just going to let the Cumans deal with the rest of his army. And I need this over fast, before the Shah gets any ideas. Now, one of the dangerous things here is these two guys are actually Zoroastrian, so these are going to be more difficult to take. They have better defenses here. As you can see, significant defenses. Oh, my liege, I write to you with bad news from Turkistan. My efforts to squeeze some extra taxes out of the population have met with resistance, and the peasants are arming themselves. I fear we may soon have a revolt on our hands here soon. These troublesome peasants, and we get +5 revolt risk. Now, this is very bad. Fortunately, we put our marshal to do that. So, we're going to have him suppress revolts now. Which gets rid of that penalty. This one of the other changes in Old Gods is that they made those actually really bad. Revolts, I should say. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. I should really read those. I'm not paying attention because I'm kind of on edge about this. This is the key here. Doing this is how you survive this this start. Okay, 88. We basically have to do something before the Shah gets his designs on us. I've had trouble with a vassal of mine. I tried everything I could think of to help us get along better. Astabad Mayor Abak managed to do in one day what I had struggled for several weeks. When he told me to just ask the vassal for forgiveness, it was all that was needed. I should say Astabad Mayor Abak must be rewarded for this. We lose a little bit of gold, and his opinion goes up. And I like that. They tell you how many years it is. And we could say it's just his job and gain 10 prestige. Let's take the prestige. Oh man, I don't feel well. Something is wrong with me. I'm burning up with fever. My nose is running, and my head feels as if someone is banging something hard against it. Please kill me. Don't kill me, please, bro. Victory! Raiders hit the camp. Paradoxically, a siege camp is a right target for bandits. Although there may be lots of soldiers there, they're all looking the wrong way. A series of raids have led to some loss of life among the attackers as they attempted to repel them. Damn them all to hell. We can't lose 1%. But, as you can see here, 100%. Offer peace. Enforce demands, which will have us get 100 piety, 50 prestige, plus 3% moral authority for Zoroastrians, and the Tengri lose 3%. He loses 100 piety and 50 prestige, and I vassalize the lords of his religion and take all other titles in the Duchy of Turkistan. And now I have 14 holdings. The Karen Holy War for Turkistan has ended. Satrap Vandad of Karen Satrapy 1. So, now we need to do a hell of a lot of organization because we just got a shitload of stuff. Now, my vassals here, I got some new vassals, and these guys are probably really happy that it's like, yeah, you rescued us. He doesn't like us because we're a foreigner, but you see the subjugated thing, that's a bonus from, so they're not like, ah, I hate you because you subjugated us. But they're Zoroastrians, so they're cool with this. So, we need to get rid of a bunch of these non-county level stuff. So get rid of cities. Let's create new vassals. Who's this? It's a Vara. Okay, so that's the. This is the church, city, etc., etc. So these guys have already been given away. Alright, 6-2. I need to make sure that everything's okay. Let's disband our troops too. No retinue users, special event troops will be. Okay, so I still have this 3,000 guys here. So now I have 6 of 2 domain size. And create 2 titles: the Duchy of Turkistan and the Duchy of Bukhara. Now, why can't I create the kingdom? Because I have to have 2 duchy titles. Okay, so let's create the Duchy of Turkistan, I suppose. No, let's create Bukhara so that I can give it to somebody else. Alright. Okay, now I can do the king title. So what I need for this? 318 gold, and I have every province I need for this. So we're basically just gonna wait for money. I should get rid of this province. 6, 2, 4. I should get rid of these. Jeez, these are terrible. This is in Turkistan too. No wonder I beat those guys. So now we're Karen on the map. Unfortunately, we are ill. Alright. Not much else we can do. Okay, the fever is gone and my nose is dry. The headache is long gone and I feel alive once again. So I can lose the ill trait. Now, you may have noticed my domain size went up. This is because I am a Great Duke. Great Duke is basically have 2 Duke titles. Now, how much money are we making per thing? It's not going to tell us properly for a while. Okay, 2.32. Alright, so could we do any tech stuff? Not really. It'll be blue if we can. Alright. So, what's the deal with Khazaria? The Persian eggs are killing them. I really kind of want to get rid of one of my provinces, but I don't think that's a good idea. Especially because of that. Independence things are very dangerous if you're a pagan. I'm not a pagan, but it's dangerous if you are. Let's just wait in here for some money. Now would be a good time to get a tithe. Oh, that is a good point. Me? I'm glad I thought of it. Yeah. Some extra dudes. Because we created a bunch of guys. Those guys are the same. I was looking at the wrong trait there. Okay, everything's fine. But yeah, this guy's a lot better. Let's have him collect taxes. Maybe he will not incite the peasants as much. Let's see how much our money goes up by. Now, one of the problems is that we're holding too many provinces. I'm just gonna get rid of one.